Hey friends, welcome back to Stappystamper. My name is Terry Stapp and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in Central Texas. If you have been following along with our Florals and Bloom series, this is going to be card number 4 that we are going to make today. We are once again back in the annual catalog on pages 42 and 43. If you need some more ideas for inspiration, you can go back to pages 40 and 41. Today we're going to be using the Sweet Blooms stamps and dies. I don't think, did we use some of these? Yes, we did use some of the dies here from the Pretty Florals as well. I'm using the flat pearls, and then I'm using 2 sheets of the paper. I'm using the B side of this one, and we'll be using the A side of this one and coordinating that with one of the new in colors called Timid Tiger. All right, let's get started. For the materials that you're going to need, we have a piece of the Timid Tiger that is 11 by 5.5, and it is scored at 1 1/4, 4, and 6 3/4. It gets folded up like that, and that's going to be our base card. In addition to that, you're going to need I'm using I'm not using Night of Navy. I'm using the new Secret Sea. This piece is cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. I have a piece of basic white that we're going to layer on top of that. I did go ahead and stamp it using one of the stamps in that suite, You Make Me Smile. That is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. I also have a piece of Secret Sea that is 5 3/8 by 2 5/8. And I'm pairing that with a piece of Designer Series paper that is 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. I have a piece of Designer Series paper that is 5 3/8 by 2 5/8. A piece of Secret Sea that is 5 3/8 by 1 1/8. And Designer Series paper that is 5 1/4 by 1. That's going to get put together. I have my little strip that I like to put at the bottom of my cards. I believe this is 1 inch. Let me see. Sorry, I lied. It is 5/8 for the Secret Sea, and then 1/2 inch for the Designer Series paper. I have another piece of Designer Series paper that is 5 3/8 by 1/8. And then I have my sentiment. I did cut this out using the rectangle dies, stamped hello, used the word dies to cut out the outline in Secret Sea, and then the actual words in basic white. And then I used the die cuts to create 2 of the little flowers that look like this. There are 2 pieces, so you cut out the bottom piece and you cut out the top piece. You put those 2 together. And then I just took one and glued it down, and then took the other one and used dimensionals to pop it up and give it a little bit of height. Okay, so let's put our card together. I'm going to go back to the base card. And I'm going to go ahead and start with my bottom piece. So in order to put that together, I need to take my little strip of paper. I'm going to put that here across the bottom before I glue it down because I need to trim it off. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I like to cut it a little bit longer so that I get a nice edge to it and it's not hanging out in a weird way. So I'm going to take my glue here. I'm going to use my grids to kind of line it up. I think I want it right there. Okay. I'm going to take my snips, cut the edge off. And I have a nice edge on both sides. Okay, this is ready to get put together with the Secret C. Ooh, a little scrap in there that I don't want. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and we're going to put it in the bottom section of our base card. So it closes like this. I want to make sure that I have it going the right way. And it goes right there. Okay, next piece I'm going to put, I'm going to put these two together. And we're going to place them right here on our card. Let me make sure that's what I want. Yep, that's exactly what I want. So it's going to go in this second section. And adhesive on the back. Adhesive on the back. And it's going to go right here. Okay. Now these two, I didn't want the card to be too bulky because I like a matte, which is why I put the designer series paper on top of some cardstock. But if you put too much in here, it's going to get way too bulky. So I didn't want to leave it blank, which is why I cut the designer series paper like that. So I'm going to take the 5 3/8 by 2 5/8 and add adhesive to the back of that one. And this piece is going to go right here. Just like that. Okay. And then I have one more piece up here. I didn't want to leave blank. So I have another piece of designer series paper. And that is going to go right here. So when your recipient opens the card up, everything has something, each space has something on it. Just makes it a little bit more eye-catching. Okay. Watch my direction. Okay. Now, for the front, we have this flap. I'm going back to the border with the Secret C. So I'm going to put these two together. And those are going to go right here on this front flap. Okay. And let's add this. Once again, I need to watch my direction. So it's going to fold like this. And I want to put it right here. Now, if you have designer series paper that doesn't have a direction to it, it really doesn't matter. But if it does, you kind of got to make sure your flowers or whatever you have on your paper isn't upside down or sideways. Okay, let's take the greeting and we're just going to put this right here on the front. And I think I'm going to use my liquid glue for that. So I'm going to get my little handy dandy fingers as my measuring tool. I'm going to put it where I want it, just like that. And then I'm going to reach up underneath, and when my fingers hit this edge, that's my measuring tool. So then I know this is where I want to put my liquid glue. I'm going to add it right there, just like that. I don't want to go down below my fingers, or else we will have a hot mess on our lovely card. Okay, that's going to get centered. On each side. I think that looks pretty good. And then to finish it off, we're going to add some of those lovely flat pearls. I think I'm going to use the cloud cover, I believe is what that's called, to kind of coordinate with this here. And I'm going to take a big one, and I'm just going to put it right here. And then I'm going to take a medium one. I'm going to start with my small one. I want the small one, and I think I'm going to put it up here. And then I'm going to take my medium one. I'm going to put it, do I like that? Maybe I want it more, yeah. Okay, that is our card number 4 using the Florals in Bloom suite. If you haven't watched 1, 2, and 3, be sure to go back and do that. And then stay tuned for cards 5 and 6. In the meantime, happy stamping.